ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ यों तत्प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। समस्त भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुभब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो त्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेयग्रीवादि गुरुभ्यो आदिपराशक्ति महत्रे नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आद्य शंकराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ पारायणम्। अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः। Having saluted the Lord, Gurus as every day, invoking their grace for our fruitful study of Bhagavatam and also the fruitfulness of life in fulfilling ourselves through the spiritual sadhana by discovering the purpose, the goal of life. As every day we do, let us do the Parayanam for the 6 to 8 minutes. Today's chapter is 13th chapter of 11th Skandha Bhagavata Mahapuranam. Okay. Om अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच सत्वं रजस्तम इति गुणाः sorry. श्रीभगवानुवाच सत्वं रजस्तमैति गुणा बुद्धेर्न चात्मनः सत्त्वेनान्यतमो हन्यात् सत्वं सत्त्वेन चैव हि सत्त्वात् धर्मो भवेत् वृद्धात् पुंसो मद्भक्तिलक्षणः सात्विकोपासया सत्वं ततो धर्मः प्रवर्तते धर्मो रजस्तमो हन्यात् सत्त्ववृद्धिरनुत्तमः आशु नश्यति तन्मूलः ह्यधर्म उभये हते आगमोपः प्रजादेशः कालः कर्म च जन्म च ध्यानं मन्त्रोऽथ संस्कारः दशैते गुणहेतवः तत्तत् सात्विकमेवैषां यद्यद्वृद्धाः प्रचक्षते निन्दन्ति तामसं तत्तद् राजसं तद् उपेक्षितं सात्विकान्येव सेवेत पुमान् सत्त्वविवृद्धये ततो धर्मस्ततो ज्ञानं यावत् स्मृतिरपोहनं वेणुसङ्घर्षजो वह्निः दग्ध्वा शाम्यति तद्वनम् एवं गुणव्यत्ययजः देहः शाम्यति तत्क्रियः। उद्धव उवाच विदन्ति मर्त्याः प्रायेण विषयान् पदमापदां तथापि भुञ्जते कृष्ण तत्कथं श्वकराजवत्। श्रीभगवानुवाच अहमित्यन्यथा बुद्धिः प्रमत्तस्य यथा हृदि उत्सर्पतिरजो घोरं ततो वैकारिकं मनः रजोयुक्तस्य मनसः संकल्पः सविकल्पकः ततः कामो गुणध्यानात् दुस्सहस्याद्धि दुर्मतेः करोति कामवशगः कर्माण्यभिजितेन्द्रियः दुःखोदर्काणि सम्पश्यन् रजो वेगविमोहितः रजस्तमोभ्यां यदपि विद्वान् विक्षिप्तधीः पुनः अतन्द्रितो मनो युञ्जन् दोषदृष्टिर्न सज्जते अप्रमत्तो नु युञ्जीत मनो मय्यर्पयन् शनैः अनिर्विण्णो यथा कालं जितश्वासो जितासनः एतावान् योग आदिष्टः मच्छिष्यैः सनकादिभिः सर्वतो मन आकृष्य मय्यद्धावेश्यते यथा उद्धव उवाच यदा त्वं सनकादिभ्यः येन रूपेण केशव योगमादिष्टवान् एतत् रूपमिच्छामि वेदितुम् श्रीभगवानुवाच पुत्रा हिरण्यगर्भस्य मानसाः सनकादयः पप्रच्छुः पितरं सूक्ष्मां योगस्यैकान्तिकीं गतिं सनकादय ऊचुः गुणेष्वाविशते चेतः गुणाश्चेतसि च प्रभो कथम् अन्योन्यसन्त्यागः मुमुक्षोरतितितीर्षोः श्रीभगवानुवाच एवं पृष्ठो महादेवः स्वयंभूर्भूतभावना सॉरी एवं पृष्ठो महादेवः स्वयंभूर्भूतभावनः ध्यायमानः प्रश्नबीजं नाभ्यपद्यत कर्मधीः समामचिन्तयत् देवः प्रश्नपारतितीर्षया तस्याहं हंसरूपेण सकाशमगमं तदा दृष्ट्वा मां त उपाव्रज्य कृत्वा पादाभिवन्दनं ब्रह्माणमग्रतः कृत्वा पप्रच्छुः को भवानिति इत्यहं मुनिभिः पृष्टः तत्त्वजिज्ञासुभिस्तदा यदवोचमहं तेभ्यः तदुद्धव निबोध मे वस्तुनो यद्यनानात्वम् आत्मनः प्रश्न ईदृशः कथं घटेत वो विप्राः वक्तुर्वामेक आश्रयः पञ्चात्मकेषु भूतेषु समानेषु च वस्तुषु को भवानिति वः प्रश्नः वादारम्भो ह्यनर्थकः मनसा वचसा दृष्ट्या गृह्यतेऽन्यैरपीन्द्रियैः अहमेव न मत्तोऽन्यत् इति बुद्ध्यध्वमञ्जसा गुणेष्वाविशते चेतः गुणाश्चेतसि च प्रजाः जीवस्य देह उभयं गुणाश्चेतो मदात्मनः गुणेषु चाविशच्चित्तम् अभीक्ष्णं गुणसेवया गुणाश्च चित्तप्रभवाः मद्रूप उभयं त्यजेत् जाग्रत् स्वप्नः सुषुप्तं च गुणतो बुद्धिवृत्तयः तासां विलक्षणो जीवः साक्षित्वेन विनिश्चितः यर्हि संसृतिबन्धोऽयम् आत्मनो गुणवृत्तिदः मैथुर्ये स्थितो जह्यात् त्यागस्तद्गुणचेतसाम् अहङ्कारकृतं बन्धम् आत्मनोऽर्थविपर्ययम् विद्वान् निर्विद्य संसार चिन्तां तुर्ये स्थितस्त्यजेत् यावन्नानार्थधीः पुंसः न निवर्तेत युक्तिभिः जागर्त्यपि स्वपन्नज्ञः स्वप्ने जागरणं यथा असत्त्वादात्मनोऽन्येषां भावानां तत्कृताभिधा गतयो हेतवश्चास्य वृषा स्वप्नदृशो यथा यो जागरे बहिरनुक्षणधर्मिणोऽर्थान् भुङ्क्ते समस्तकर्णैर् हृदि तत्सदृक्षान् स्वप्ने सुषुप्तौ उपसंहरते स एकः स्मृत्यन्वयात् त्रिगुणवृत्तदृगिन्द्रियेशः एवं विमृश्य गुणतो मनसस्त्यवस्थाः मन्मायया मयि कृता इति निश्चितार्थाः संच्छिद्य हार्दमनुमान स्वदुक्तिस्तीक्ष्ण ज्ञानासिना भजतमाखिल संशयाधिम् ईक्षेत विभ्रममिदं मनसो विनाशं दृष्टं विनष्टमतिलोलमलातचक्रं विज्ञानमेकमुरुधेव विभाति माया स्वप्नस्त्रिधा गुणविसर्गकृतो विकल्पः दृष्टिं ततः प्रतिनिवर्त्य निवृत्ततृष्णः तूष्णीं भवेन्निजसुखानुभवो निरीहः सन्दृश्यते क्व च यदीदमवस्तु बुद्ध्या त्यक्तं भ्रमाय न भवेत् स्मृतिरानिपातात् देहं च नश्वरमवस्थितमुत्थितं वा सिद्धो न पश्यति यतोऽध्यगमत्स्वरूपं दैवादपेतमुत दैववशादुपेतं वासो यथा परिकृतं मदिरामदान्धः देहोऽपि दैववशगः खलु कर्म यावत् स्वारम्भकं प्रति समीक्षते एव सासुः तं सप्रपञ्चमधिरूढ समाधियोगः स्वाप्नं पुनर्न भजते प्रतिबुद्धवस्तुः मयि तदुक्तं वो विप्रा गुह्यं यत् साङ्ख्ययोगयोः जानीतमागतं यज्ञं युष्मद्धर्मविवक्षया अहं योगस्य साङ्ख्यस्य सत्यस्यर्थस्य तेजसः परायण द्विजश्रेष्ठाः श्रियकीर्तेर्दमस्य च मां भजन्ति गुणाः सर्वे निर्गुणं निरपेक्षकं सुहृदं प्रियमात्मानं साम्यासङ्गादयो गुणाः इति मे छिन्नसन्देहाः मुनयः सरकादयः सभाजयित्वा परया भक्त्या गृणतसंस्तवैः तैरहं पूजितः सम्यक् संस्तुतः परमर्षिभिः प्रत्ययाय स्वगन्धाम पश्यतः परमेष्ठिनः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां एकादशस्कन्धे त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति अमृतः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चिदगर्हिषिद। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्ध मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच हरि ओम। Salutations to the Lord, to all the avatars in Bhagavatam, all the bhaktas, all Bhagavatacharyas, all the Rishimani Guru Devata Parampara, our own Rishi Gotra Parampara, our own Swaguru. Salutations to Parabrahma Tattva, to Shruti Mata, Bhagavata Rupa Paramatma Krishna, and also to all the great sadhakas of all times of this world. We have completed yesterday by Guru Ishwara Krupa the 27th chapter of Srimad Bhagavata Maha Puranam, which spoke in exhaustion about the details of the Kriya Yoga, which includes Vaidika Tantrika, Archana Upasana Paddhatis to do the Aradhana Paramatma, so that we are blessed by him both for the Karma Bandha Vimokshanam as well as the Atyantika Nishreyasa Prapti. In this Bhagavan yesterday, in the last shloka, what he said is applicable to everything. In that application, both sides of good or bad we have to take into account. In the bad side of Nastikata as well as in the good side of Astikata. In the Nastikata aspect also, whatever we do in these four levels, that way we get the results. So too in the Astikata also, what do we do in these four levels, that is the result we get. In all those four also, there are the involvements very superficially, mediocre way, very deeply, intensely also. What are the four roles we do? Yesterday it was in detail discussed, but now to that we are adding the entire life's all activities. All activities are only two. One is the Nastika, second is Astika. In the Astika, all the spiritual activities come. In the Nastika, all the samsarika activities come. In the Nastika also, again, with little values, being righteous, following some discipline is one way. Breaking all those things, behaving utterly demonically, animalistically, barbarously is the other way. In both cases, in other positive aspect also, in the Astikata, we are doing Upasana Puja personally, or we are doing those things by which entire community is getting the chance to do all the Upasanas or the Astikatas. In both of them also, there are two things. One is the four ways we involve in. Second is in each of the way, the depth in terms of time, depth in terms of participation, depth in terms of intensity. All that put together gives us result. So be careful about these things very thoroughly and select what is best and do those things only. Very clear? Again, we are saying the Nastikata and Astikata. In the Nastikata, behaving decently or behaving most indecently, breaking all the rules, or living demonically with extreme selfishness, extreme arrogance, destroying the whole total. Rakshasatva, Pashavikatva. So Nastikata has two levels. You may be Nastika, but still you can be self-dependent without harming anyone. मिनिमम तो हो सकता है, but to the astikata when the rakshasatva also added, very worst. In the same way astikata mein you follow values, you are a devotee, you are a upasakah, you are studying shastras, all that not only you are doing for yourself, but you are doing it for others also, involving others also, giving chance for others also, making arrangement for everyone to do. So Nastikata, promotion of Nastikata, living a Rakshasa life, promotion of the Rakshasa life. Astikata, living life of Astikata, making others also do the Astikata, yourself doing it in a big way by providing all the facilities for the samashti to be able to do the Astika karma. So too, you are involving others also in contributing it for that way. This way, this side too, this side too, there are four ways of life, they are possible. In all these four ways, we have four ways of involvement. What are the four ways? Bhagavan told us yesterday. Kartuhu, Sarathehe, Hetoho, Anumoditu. Kartuhu, Sarathehe, Hetoho, Anumodituhu. Never forget these four things. Karta is the one who directly is doing it. Apply this karta, the directly doing it, both this side to the Nastika, this side to the Astika also. खुद कर रहे हैं नास्तिकता से अपना कर्म, और नास्तिकता के साथ साथ राक्षसत्व के रूप में खुद काम कर रहे हैं. कर्तु. So to astikata, yourself are doing upasanas and you are making others also do by yourself. Kartu. Second is what? Anumodituhu. Sorry. Second is sarathehe. Sarathi means the one who is helping, the second person. So किसी ने मर्डर किया तो आपने उसको चक्कू वगैरह सप्लाई दी, दैट इज कॉल्ड सारथी. The one who is helped in different ways. Directly did not do, but he helped. Sarathi is called. So apply this sarathitva this side also, this side. Third one is what? Saratehe hetoho. Hetoho is means the one who is initiated. Okay, the one who has the sankalpa it is, plan it was. He is called as hetu. The one who has conceived the idea, for whom sake you are doing. So nowadays, supari वगैरह खिला के कराते हैं. So the main culprit is there. People helping him are there. But इन दोनों से कराने वाले को हेतु कहते हैं. He thinks he can escape. But nowadays, with all the technology, with all the legal system so perfectly working, yet people think that they can escape from the jaws of court or the law, and they commit all murders and all those negative things. And nobody will be escaping the law's hands. Nowadays, though, things are being done very well. Even if they escape here, upar wala to hai. He is anyway watching everybody's every action. And people under the influence of arthakama desires, under the influence of selfishness, they forget that there is a court of law here as well as hereafter to punish for every crime of every individual. They forget it. The buddhi never works under the alcohol of the desires, the passions, the greeds, the egos, the selfishnesses. We are under that mesmerizing effect of the deluding effect of those negativities. Therefore, people commit them. Some of them regret later, but the crime is committed. Therefore, you ask for forgiveness, punishment may get reduced. Many of them even don't get regretted or feel guilty. They even justify. They get more and more punishment for the negative things. I know. The hetu fellow is very dangerous. Sometimes the kartu only is a hetu. He himself thinks about and he himself does it. Sometimes others prompt him and he is under some majburi of the money. And like that, like in that Punjab, the fellow was killed. 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh ke liye, that fellow was killed. A good singer he was. Young fellow. 2-3 lakhs supari. You would have given ask to usko itna paise. It's a very maya. No, you can't think all of that. दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा, जवाब नहीं मिलेगा. Leave it to the court and all. You just pray to the Lord that that crime never happen in anywhere in the whole world. May we never have that thought. The whole world be in the Satya Himsa only. That's the only thing which we can do and protect ourselves from become a victim of such things and not ourselves doing any of them. इतना ही कर सकते. Fourth one is called as the Anumodituhu. The Anumodita is the Hetu fellow before appointing the Karta and Sarathi consults others. They say, very good, go ahead. This is called Anumoditu. So he is not the conceiver, he is not the secondary helping doer, he is not the prime accuser, but he is the one who did Anumodana. This Anumodita person many times escapes the jaws of the legal system in this world. पकड़ भी आएगा तो he asked me मेरे को क्या पता था मैंने कह दिया ऐसा. He can get very less punishment. But in the divine court of law, he will also be equally punished because when somebody asked you an advice, you should have the wisdom to stop him from doing the wrong thing. If you had stopped him, he would have not committed that much. Therefore, you are also that way very directly involved. Therefore, you will also be a 4. Is it not? In the action level, the A1 is the Karta, the A2 is the Sarathi, the A3 is Hetu, 4th is Anumoditu. But after some discussion, the A3 becomes A1. Because he is the one who prompted and all. Then A2 becomes A1, A1 A2, A2 A3, A4 A3, A4. In this way, A means A1 and accused one and all. In the law system, they say all that. So understood, karta nahi banna, sarathi nahi banna, hetu kabhi nahi banna, anumodan to kabhi nahi karna. Please remember, in any discussion of a group where you are also a member, if the people are discussing about doing something wrong, please do 2 things. What I believe this is not correct, it only cause harm to the total and also us. I am really not participating in that. I am withdrawing at least from this scheme. Namaste करके निकल जाना. Because this happens every day in any of the meetings other than the spiritual program oriented. In the worldly affair meetings, any of that, a company sitting and meeting, usme, what are the proposals they do, whether it is of producing a new product, marketing it, manufacturing it, advertising it, un sab mein, the people less informed and more smart, more business oriented, more money oriented, they give some suggestions which will get profits, but which will harm the people. You have to be very careful in that. Very sensitive issue it is. Very critical. Very difficult to demarcate it. Very hairline the difference will be there in correctness and wrongness of it. You have to be very sensitive there. बहुत मुश्किल है वो समझाना but very sensitive fellows know it. But let us not be even the fourth one also anumodituhu. All the negativities. In the positive, please remember, become direct karta. If the program is very good, very big, somebody else is a karta, you become the second one sarathi. Like Puja Gurudev is main karta. Where all is sarathi. Hetu is Tapon Maharaj, Ishvara, Paramatma. They are the ones who wanted to work through all that. Somebody prompted. Like Ramakrishna Param says, the Hetu, Vivekananda, the Karta, all other people associated with me are the Sarathis. Everywhere it is so. Then the Anumodituhu is the one who is encouraging, inspiring. So minimum is encourager, inspirer. Little better than it is the giver of the idea, conceiver of the idea and giver of the idea. The second best is being a helping hand participant. The first best is ourselves doing. I told you the example yesterday of the freedom fighters. They were direct kartas were there who faced the bullets directly. There were the sahayakaris were there. Like that Udham Singh when he threw the bomb on General Dyer. It fell on the wrong Dyer. He died, but real fellow escaped. People helped him in London and all. They have become the Hetus. Then the second one Sarathi. There were very many Hetus were there who have given the slogans, who have given the promptings, the ideas. Every time the idea giver himself need not be performer. Like the lyricist need not be the music composer, need not be the singer all the time. He can write the lyrics. The music composer has the idea of music and he may not sing it. Singer will sing. But singer cannot sing without the accompaniments. So they also have their role to play. Same singer is the karta, the accompaniments are the saratihi, then the one who composed the music is the anumodituhu, then the hetu is the lyricist too in that song. In the same way, in the astikavada, become karta, become sarati, become hetu, minimum become anumoditu. Other than anumoditu is the other things starting, the nastikavada is starting. So wherever the astikata is going on, of following the dharma, following the shastras, taking up spirituality as a main way of life, in the doing karma yogas, bhakti yogas, ashtanga yogas, as said yesterday, the kriya yogas, then the adhyatma vidya. In सबका हमें अनुमोदन करना है, हेतु बनना है, then सारथी बनना है, कर्ता बनना है. Among all four of them, each is important in their own place. Sometimes Hetu becomes a little deeper helping person because he is the one who thinks and conceives the ideas. Like Puja Gurudev. He himself became Karta, but he became Hetu for the reason of let me spread the Gita Jnana in today's world for the youngsters and all, which is so practical a text for achieving the outer successes as well as spiritual unfoldment. He was the Hetu for himself that. Ganga was the inspiration for him. Like Ganga, if it stays there only, what is of it? it is going to merge in ocean and root it has served so many. So the Jnana born in the Himalayas should not stay there, go to the plains. Therefore, he himself became the Hetu, the giver, the reason, idea. He himself became Karta. And once he started doing the Sarathis, some of them started helping. And many people opposed, some of them became Anumodituhu also for his Gita Prachara, Upanishad Prachara and all. Thereafter, people got inspired so much throughout the country. If you see, so many people have become speakers on so many texts. And recently, Humko Dekkar, the Sardar log also started talking on Guru Granth Sahib. Earlier, they only used to do part. Then the Muslims also started talking on their own Quran and all. And then Christians also started talking on Bible. It's a बाद में Gurudev started that. Gita Prachar. Earlier, people were hesitant and confined only to a particular group, that they will only have the arhata, only they have to be taught or studied. He just said it's blasphemous. Everybody should study Shastra. It's for everyone. They are all universal. No caste, creed, no gender, nothing. सबको spiritually grow करना है. After all, everybody is a jiva in this deha. Everybody deserves this knowledge. Therefore, I give it to everyone. Whoever takes it, let them take. He just cut us under all those shackles which many communities have made on our own scriptural knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and it's spreading because of which it was confined only to few people. गुरुदेव said पब्लिक में बोल दिया कोई भी आए ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय वैश्य शूद्र ब्रह्मचारी स्थवान सन्यासी हिंदू नॉन हिंदू anybody come I'll give it to you. And he gave it. What a beautiful revolution, you know that? Evolutionary revolution it is. And everybody got it and everybody getting benefit out of it. Of course, everybody's vasanas, efforts, their own nature will influence, there's no doubt. But Gita Gyan to sabko milna chahiye. Nowhere Bhagavan said that these people are restricted. He said idam tena tavaskaya na avakta kadachana. That can be Brahmana also. If the Brahmana himself is not a bhakta, not is a tapasvi, then he is not doing seva of the Guru and Bhagavan, then the one who doubts Krishna and all, even if the Brahmana, usko Gita nahi dena chahiye. And such Brahmanas never go to Gita Yajna. They think they know everything and they are stuck up only at the Upasana, all these Yajnadi, Avanadi they do. They never went to Gurudev's lectures. Few of them went. Many of them thought they are greater than Swami Chinmayananda. Even now, the Brahmana community, many of them, they are very good. They are sattvic. They know all the prakriya of the yajnas, which we cannot chant, we can't do. But they are conditioned. Some of them attend, they know the tattva also, very good. Anyway, this is how so many things are there. Our job is what? Learning from Gurudev, become the Hetu, and go on spreading or sending newer and newer ideas of Astikata into this world. And if anybody is already doing, do the Anumodan. Very good, very good, very good. Depending on your own strength, energy, ability, become a Sarathi. And if you are really capable, energetic, inspired, become the forefront doer called as Karta. Okay? Now the last thought in this regard is among these four levels of our acting, how much intensely, deeply, how much in a wide manner, how much long time we do, accordingly the phala comes. So, superficially doing, intensely doing. छोटा सा करना, बड़ा सा करना. Sometime only doing, for long time doing. In both, karta, छोटा करता, बड़ा करता. छोटा काम, बड़ा काम. सुपरफिशियली करने वाला करता, डीप करने वाला करता. थोड़े समय के लिए करना, लॉन्ग टाइम. लाइक सम पीपल, सो मच इंस्पिरेशन, दे टेक अप समथिंग, धूम धड़ाका से करते हैं. एक साल उसका तुस्स पूरा गया, देन दे आर नॉट सीन एनीवेयर. But that 1 year they do as if धूम धड़ाका. इट इज एवरीवेयर. एंटरटेनमेंट फील्ड में, स्पोर्ट्स फील्ड में है. आएगा 3-4 साल, बल्ला घुमा घुमा के छक्के छक्के मारेगा, उसके बाद नॉट इवन अवेलेबल एज कमेंटेटर आल्सो. So to 3-4 hit movies, after that he is hit man, hit gone. So to spiritually, महात्मा जी आगे धूम धड़ाका किया 2 साल, बाद में दिखाई नहीं दिए. Politician 5 years well, thereafter not in the news. Like some examples. So the time wise, less time, more time. Depth wise, superficial or very deeply. Then the work wise, छोटा छोटा work बड़े से बड़ा. कर्ता बनो, सारथी बनो, हेतुवार अनुमोदितु. For both the Nastika karmas as well as Astika, depending on that, the phala comes to him, Bhagavan says. This is such a crucial thing in our urgency of completing the subjects or discussions or thinking that we know it. We miss this point to remember. Understood? कि 100 people have participated in a program like yesterday, day before झंडा वंदन. तो सबको सेम फल नहीं मिलता है. कर्ता का अलग फल, हेतु का अलग है, सारथी का अलग है, अनुमोदित को अलग फल है. In that also, if there are 10 kartas, among them who has done deeply, he will be given more result. Superficially, less result. He has done deeply, but less time he has done. But the one who does more time, he will be given work. Then deeply done, great work done, biggest big work he has done, he will be given more result. इस तरह से वो calculation होता है. So we have to do the very sincerely, intensely involved work bigger than the biggest work, long time. Example is Puja Gurudev, bigger than the biggest work of showing the Mukti Marga Brahma Jnana through the Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Satsangas. There is no bigger than the biggest or the greater than the greatest work. Point one. Second, he has done it so deeply, intensely, not superficially, that he never cared his health or anything. He is so fully involved in that. He was never lazy, he had never excuses. He never said, I will take rest or sleep. इसका अर्थ होता है कि deeply, very intensely involved in that. So the bigger than the biggest work, totally, fully, deeply involved. Then the third aspect, how long did he do? I will live with my boots on. मतलब मैं आर्मी मैन हूं, जूते पहन कर ही मैं शरीर को छोड़ूंगा युद्ध करते करते. Like that, the day he started his work till he was in that deha, he went on doing even beyond. Those 42.5 years for him were continuous service. So the long time, very deeply, intensely, fully involving, bigger than the biggest work, he has become the karta of that. He himself did it. Then at the various centers level, Hetus were there, Sarathis were there to help him in the form of trustees, committee members, some swamis. Because work being so big and so much, one individual cannot do, therefore he created the next generation of Sarathis for him. And then he gave the pushing to many people to conceive the ideas. Many have got the ideas at their own level. Like some people in some centers proposed to him, we want to present Ramayana as a Nataka under your banner with the Yuvakendra band. He said, okay. He gave the hetu, he was the cause from whom they got the idea. Later on, when they proposed, he was Anumoditu. He has done the protsahana of them. Lot of people came with ideas. Gurudev gave protsahan to all of them. In many places, said no because it is not in line with our activity. In some places, he gave ideas, suggestions, improvements. It was a mammoth work. He just every milli micro moment also he utilized and he did the great colossal work. Lord recognizes it. He knows it. Whether the government recognizes and gives him Bharat Ratna or not, उनके चेलों को मिलेगा बट उनको नहीं देंगे. चेले यार जेब में लेके चले जाते हैं. He never cared all that, but he has sown seeds. Gurudev is the best example for all this. Clear? Like that, you can find so many Mahatmas in this world. For us, we need one example, the best one we got. Extra effort क्यों? अगर click हुआ तो we can talk. Bhagavan Adi Shankar also same. Vyasa Bhagavan also same. So many other Mahatmas also. Time and again, every time they become the Karta, Sarati, Hetu and Anumoditu for all the Astika Karma. Therefore, the Astikata of all levels at all types of Upasanas, Dhyanas, Satsangas, Vajanas, Kirtanas is going on happening relentlessly in the Kali Yuga in spite of all its negativities and atrocities, trying to balance in their own best manner. We are very happy to see at this very moment in our nation, at least there must be 1,000 places minimum where there are some or the other these आस्तिक कार्यक्रमास are going on. कहीं भजन चल रहा है, कीर्तन चल रहा है, बहुत सत्संग चल रहा है, उपासनाएं चल रहे हैं, ध्यान कक्षाएं चल रहे हैं, बड़े बड़े सत्संग लग रहे हैं, स्वाध्याय चल रहा है, ध्यान कक्षाएं. At this very moment, all that is neutralizing the opposite negative effect. लेकिन one or two controversies are there or contradictions. Doesn't good look, but we will share what to do. Key, those who do all this spiritual, no, let me put it in positive manner, it will help you. Those who do all this spiritual, from within them only, whatever negative is happening, if they can reduce that, then the positive will grow. अनफॉर्चुनेटली जो नेगेटिव करे वही पॉजिटिव कर रहे, जो पॉजिटिव करे वही नेगेटिव हो रहा है. जाने अनजाने में, I said anjana because they are immature. They are not fully exposed to Shastra. They are not deeply studied the consequence of it. Therefore, like children, they are committing mistakes. But the one who deeply studies Shastra and digests it, he can never be adharmik or papi or nastik or swarthi or anything. He will be neutral and positively he will go on doing good things. It's a big subject. That's what I tell you. Little the paradoxes that happen in the world. If that can be reduced, is very good. By the way, now with this, Om Sri, it is Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane, Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane, Paramamsyam Samitayam, Ekadasha Skandhe, Saptavimshodhyayaha. We here conclude the 27th chapter. हो गया. सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. ओम कायेन वाचा मनसा इंद्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्या आत्मना वा प्रकृतेः स्वभावात् करोमि यद् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय इति समर्पयामि. So almost we have tried our best to do the justice to this 27th chapter. Maybe at least 2%, 3% at our capacity. More detailed discussion, more sublime way of talking, more examples, practical and all. Bhagavan's Krupa, if not now, maybe later on, we may be able to do. Now the 28th chapter is talking about Paratattva Nirupanam. Right from the beginning only, with 4 and 5 slokas, giving us outer and inner preparations to withdraw from the unnecessary involvement of the world, how to deeply contemplate on supreme truth, reality, Bhagavan will be telling us. It also is a big chapter. We will take at least at least 1 week in slowly studying, trying to digest every sloka. Before we do that, it was always in our mind to throw some light upon again this entire Upasana Paddhati Puja Vidhanam as it is being done nowadays world and how it should be understood and practiced by us in line with what Bhagavan Krishna taught. It's based on that only. For some time, we thought of discussing it. And also it has become a part of Bhagavata Shastra. 27th chapter was dealing with that. Therefore, it becomes a addition, complementation to that, even though Bhagavan has spoken everything for us. So, the 4 or 5 things which we discuss. पूरा आज हो जाएगा तो हो जाएगा, नहीं तो थोड़ा सा कल. What are the things we discuss? First one is why we have to do the puja, upasana, yajna, yaga. First one, why we have to do that. Second one is what are the beauties, what are the benefits, what are the special things that are gained and achieved through the puja paddhati or upasana or the kriya yoga. That will be discussed second. What is the why we have to do it? What are the second benefits? The second question is what are the special additional things that are achieved through the upasana puja we do. Third point we discuss about is how many levels the pujas are there. Remember the topics. How many levels the pujas that can be done? 3 or 4 levels we do. Then in the puja actually how many things are there? There are mainly 3 subheadings we can talk. In those 3 subheadings, the first one contains 5 or 6 steps. The last one contains 5 or 6 steps. The central portion contains the 16 steps, which we call as the Shodasha Upachara Puja. So these are the few topics we deal with. First point, very simple, direct, easily understandable, is nothing complicated, or difficult, or tough of it. It's so simple, you just attentively listen and think little bit about it. You will get all the logic for understanding. It is enough for you to get convinced. Conviction is in your hands. If you take it very lightly, like everything is taken lightly, it remains as light. If you take it seriously and think and understand and accept and make it a conviction, it is your choice. First one is why the pujas have to be done. See, although the goal is discovering the transcendental truth, the Parabrahma Tattva, which is beyond the world, which is beyond name and form. Only there is mukti, there is no doubt of it. And yet, how many of us are directly straight away qualified for that? Is it not? How many of us are? Among 130 crores of Indians, 40 crore nikal do hamesha. We are only 90 crores. Others are the other people who doesn't fall into our Hindu category. Therefore, I am just saying that. There is no difference. As it regards Indian nationalism is concerned, or Indians. We are not talking only as Indians, we are talking as Hindu Tattva. Those who follow our Sanatana Dharma. तो 90 करोड़ों में how many are qualified for the deep meditation and contemplation to rise above everything and reach out Paramatma? Very few, no? Though that is the ultimate, though that is the moksha. But does it mean that all others are denied of that? So that everybody should continue a Baddha? No. Then what? Everybody should deserve. Then to deserve, first of all, where are they? Where are they? Are in the world of names and forms, world of desire prompted activities, world of kama krodha, world of so much of competition, so much of distractions, disturbances, so much they are caught up, in so many webs made around them, cobwebs made around them, inside and outside. अब इन सबको दूर करते हुए, इन सबका पार करते हुए, those selected few who are there now, right now, qualified for the contemplation and going beyond the everything and reaching the truth, to that level everyone will have to reach, whether it is today or after 1 year or 10 years or one life or 10, 20 lives. These upasana paddhatis that way are the simplest sadhanas when done for a long period of time by anyone who is not now qualified for the ultimate truth perusal. All of them become qualified through that. Therefore, the upasanas in the beginning are very, very essential, which will qualify every sincere, serious upasaka for the Brahma Vidya and Moksha later on. Though that is the goal, there is no compromise regarding that. Goal is not Upasana, goal is not the Bhagavat Krupa, goal is not by Krupa Bhagavan getting this or that of the world. We never recommend any of these temporary binding things as the goals. We to say Parabrahma Anubhava only is the Mukti. There is no doubt about it. But everybody is not straight away qualified. But everybody should be qualified and should reach out. Therefore, for making everyone to qualify, these upasana paddhatis are given by the great rishis like Sri Bhagavan Veda Vyasa Ityadi. Thus, whatever the level they are now, lowest, worst, unqualified level, these upasanas with wisdom and knowledge and understanding, when they start doing, if not today, it may be next day, after 10 years or next life or 10 lives, all of those upasakas finally become qualified. So, the same Bhagavan Vedavyasa who gave Vedanta, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, understood that they are not available, all the people are not fit for that. He himself only, to all these Puranas, Itihasas, gave the techniques, processes of the Upasana Paddhati for everyone to go through this treatment and get qualified. It is Veda Vyasa. In the Narada Sutra, what is bhakti? What is the sadhana of bhakti? While defining, Naraji says, each one's quotation, when it comes to Veda Vyasa, for Veda Vyasa, he says, Puja disho anuraga iti parasharyaha. The Parashara Putra Veda Vyasa's opinion, the Puja diyo mein anurag hi bhakti kehte hain. कथादिषु गर्गः आत्मरत्यविरोधेनेति शाण्डिल्यः नारदस्तु तदपिताखिलाचारत तद्विस्मरणे परमव्याकुलता इति. Four Mahatmas, four explanations are given for devotion. First one is Vedavyas. Pujadishu Anuraga iti Parashadya. Parashara Putra Vyasa said, "ये पूजादियों में अनुराग ही भक्ति का साधना है." Kathadishu iti Gargaha. The Garga Rishi, he has written Garga Samhita and all. He says, go on listening to Purana Katha Ityada Bhagavan, that leads to bhakti. Atmaratya Virodheneti Shandilyaha. Other Shandilya he has written his own Bhakti Sutra, they are more Vedanta type. They says there, Atmaratya Virodhena, keeping focus on the self, then doing Upasana Paramatma, that's called Bhakti. Then I am telling you, Narada says, my opinion is tad arpita akhila acharata tad vismarne pravyakurata. Doing every acharana arpita to him, even a moment when we forget him, having so much of vyakurata. Thus training is called a means for bhakti, he says. It is my opinion. He gives his own opinions, explanation. Example, yatha vrajagopikanam tatravinam atma apavadaha tadvihinam jaranam eva. He goes on explaining Narada Bhakti Sutras. But here the first one is Pujadishu Anuraga iti Parasharyaha. Okay, so Veda Vyasa Bhagavan has given all the devatas and their upasana paddhatis. Again in this Kali Yuga, in the 5th, 6th century, Bhagavan Shankara came and systemized it for the possibility of all of us. And he established all the mathas, all the ashramas, thousands of temples. In all of them, he gave the Amnaya, the Puja Paddhati, all of that. Later on, again, the other bhaktas also came, added this or that. Somehow, today, what Paddhati going on is happening. All said and done, for us to become qualified for the Brahma Vidya, the Upasana Paddhati is the most important. So, why Upasanas are required is this is the answer. How the Upasanas help? What is the speciality in them? How do they qualify us for the Brahma Jnana? Or they give us the qualification to pursue that Tattva Chintana Ityadi. It's a huge subject. It is a 1 hour consuming time thing. All those things I will not tell you, but few things we discuss among it. What are the things that are required as a adhikara for the Brahma Vidya? All the 9 things. The Viveka, the Vairagya, the Shama, the Dama, the Uparama, the Titiksha, the Shraddha, the Samadhanam, the Mumukshutva. All these 9 things, 6 plus 3, please remember, will be the outcome of the Upasanas. With these 9 qualification, I go to the Guru. Guru just tests me a little bit and he finds me perfect. He gives me the Upadesha Mahavakyam. That's called Shravanam. Then you do the Mananam because already you prepare your mind through Upasana. It becomes so easier. That Mananam takes you to the Nididhyasanam. In the Nididhyasana Dhyana, you experience the self. Okay? Now one by one I can discuss, not at length. थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंट देता हूँ, आप पकड़ते जाना. First one, Viveka. When we do the Upasana for some period of time, slowly we understand it or not that there is Bhagavan. Because of him only everything is happening. It is his grace, it is his Shakti. Because through the Upasana every day, in that Sankalpa, in the Upasana Paddhati, all these are trained in us. So the Viveka is a chance for us to develop when we do the Upasana. First Prakriya, Viveka ka Utpatti. And Bhagavan himself, whose Upasana we are doing, from his side, empowers us with the Viveka. And what is Viveka? Nitya Nitya Satya Satya. Nitya Paramatma hai, Parabrahma hai, Asatya Paramatma Parabrahma hai. All the Rupanamatma Jagat is Anitya, Asatya, Mithya. After that, I will do Vairagya for it. And here in the Puja Paddhati, the Vairagya is developed how? By offering on whatever the thing we have the Mamata to Bhagavan. Is it not? The Pairavala Bhogi becomes a Tyagi and Vairagi. Because before doing Upasana, I was consuming everything as a glutton. Now in the Upasana, am I not offering everything to Bhagavan? Is it not? I'm offering everything to Bhagavan. All that belongs to me is offered to Bhagavan. Therefore, that offering to Bhagavan or saying that doesn't belong to me, both are same. That's called as Vairagya. So, an Upasaka automatically develops Vairagya. Means a true Upasaka, I am saying, genuinely पक्का करने वाले को ऊपर ऊपर मैकेनिकली फॉर्मेलिटी के लिए करने वाले का हम कोई गारंटी नहीं देते. Please remember it. A person actually equips himself with regular upasana after few years. Anything, whether he buys from the world outside or somebody comes and gives him as a gift, वो पहले ले जाकर वो भगवान को ही देता है, खुद नहीं खाता. Like anybody brings to me anything, first question I ask, is it offered to the God? Offered hai, so it's a prasadam to me, pranama and take. No, Swami, not offered. We are just these fruits we brought from the shop. Okay, tomorrow I'll give it to Bhagwan, then I take as prasadam. Now, when this becomes a habit, where is the raga towards any of the object of enjoyment? No, that's called vairagyam. I am eating the fruit brought by that person, but not as a bhokta, as a bhogi, and ask that as a bhogya vastu. No, it is offered to Bhagwan. I am taking it as prasadam. It is test, giving taste to my tongue, filling my stomach, giving the joy. Yet there is no kamana bhoga drushti on that. Why? Because it is Bhagwan's prasadam. Consuming everything but taking it as Bhagwan's prasadam is called as vairagyam. Not bringing the concept of idea of Bhagavan, everything is mine, I am enjoying it as a bhogi, it is called as ragam or the samsaram. Are you understanding? The vairagya is achieved because we offer everything to Paramatma. At a higher level, everything is offered to Bhagavan, that is called puja. That we'll see the next to next topic. I told you so many topics we discuss. First one is explained, the why puja. Second, how the puja benefits us. What are the speciality? In that we are discussing it. The puja helps us in becoming qualified for the Brahma Tattva. And Brahma Tattva qualification are the sadhana chatushte sampada. With this, when you go to Guru, he gives us Shravanam. After Shravanam, we do Mananam. Mananam takes us to Nidhyasanam. In that we get experience. For those, for that Shravana Mananadi, the required 9 qualification may one by one we are teaching. One, Viveka. Bhagavan himself gives us Viveka if that is your Sankalpa. But the attentive Upasana itself is gives to us. The Lord is there who is the giver of everything, provider of everything. And He is there, somebody other than the world. He is all powerful. He alone is truth. He alone is reality. In Him only everything is there. He is the controller, ruler of everything. This acceptance of presence of Lord with all the supreme power is called a Viveka. Little more deeply, Vedantic Viveka is He alone is Satyam. Everything is Mithya or Asatyam. वो धीरे मिल जाएगा, वो यहाँ तक पहुंचने के बाद वो स्टेप भी हो जाएगा थोड़े समय में. Second was the vairagya. Is it not? Everything we offer to the Lord, हो गया vairagya. Otherwise you can't do. Keeping the thing in front of us, we can never have vairagya. Only when you bring Bhagwan and offer it to him, then the vairagya thought comes in us, and then you take it as a prasada buddhi. Think about it and start doing it, and you can see the change in the mind. Anything brought, चाहे आप कार भी खरीदो या कुर्सियां सोफाएं खरीदो, everything first offer to the Lord. मेरे भगवान कृष्ण कन्हैया के लिए अर्पण है. Thereafter it is His prasada you are sitting on that. You are not a bhokta or bhogi. In your mind, मेरा मुझे enjoy करना है, concept निकल जाना चाहिए. That is called vairagya. Minus that, you are using the things as His prasada as per requirement. Then when the arpana buddhi becomes stronger, only that which is offerable to the Lord we bring. Slowly all our excessive attachments for this and that thing, it all goes away. Thereafter क्या डेवलप होगा? मेरे प्रभु के लिए जो पसंद है वही हम लाकर उनको दे देंगे. And Prabhu likes only the sattvic things and all, our life becomes sattvic. Many people don't go to temples or puja room because they are the eaters of the non-veg and drinkers of liquor. बिकॉज भगवान का जाना है तो सब छोड़ना पड़ता है, इसलिए वो लोग भगवान को छोड़ देते लेकिन ये नहीं छोड़ते. A person who starts becoming devotee, slowly, if not today, at least a few years, the thought starts coming. अरे मैं तो उपासक हूँ भगवान का, ये बुरा आदत मेरे पास है, मुझे छोड़ना चाहिए शायद. Then himself comes out of it. देखो हमारे अंदर जो माया काम करती है ना, जो दुर्गुणों के कारण हम भगवान के पास नहीं जाते हैं, वो सारे दुर्गुण आप भगवान के पास जाओ तो चले जाते हैं. बट हमारे पास एक दुर्गुण होता है, भगवान के पास नहीं जाना. The king of all negative gunas is not going to God. The remover of all negativities is going to God. Because once you start going to him, he cannot leave us without purifying us. ये उनकी महिमा है, कृपा है, कोई डाउट नहीं इसमें. आप देख लो, यू कैन सी इट. हो गया विवेक, हो गया वैराग्य. थर्ड वन शमः. Among the Samadhi Shatka Sampada, each of them you can see that will happen when we do the upasanas. Effortlessly, joyfully, by choice. And what is Shama? The control of the mind. Is it not? With all the ardent devotion in my mind, feeling to do the upasana Paramatma, finding the time for it, discipline for it, and sparing the time for it. When you are doing all that, automatically the mind is controlled from all outer negative involvements, inner negative thoughts. The bhavana that I want to do upasana Paramatma, like, mandir mein rehte hum, suddenly negative thought comes. Immediately another positive, अरे हम तो मंदिर में भगवान के सामने, how can I have that negative thought? Whereas if you are not in the temple, somewhere else, other place, that negative thought, we will entertain it. We go with that thought. In fact, we make it such a big thing. We go on adding to that negative thoughts. Whereas in the mandiram, we cut it. क्योंकि भगवान के सामने. So too in the puja. When you sit for the puja, that time when the negative thought comes, when you are sitting in a sofa or outside, that time negative thought comes. See the difference. When we are in the other place other than puja, that negative thought gets all the strength and wings from us only, and we go on reveling in that. But in the puja mandiram, मैं तो भगवान का पूजा कर रहा हूँ, how can this negative thought? It is removed. Imagine all the time you are in puja only. The Shama is just like that achieved. Because in the Mandira Bhagavan, you can't afford to have these negativities. Dekho, the Mano Nigraha is the meaning of Shamaha. The first of the six Samadhi Shatkada Sampada, which is required for Vedanta, which is one of the four. So Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi Shatka Sampada, Mumukshutva. This is the investment punji with which when I go to Guru finds me qualified, gives me Shravana Mananam of the Tattva Chintana. Clear? No, never have a doubt. In that Vivekam Visa, Vairagyam Visa, in the Samadhi Shatka Sampada, first one we are talking, that is the Mana Niyantrana automatically happens when we are Upasaka. The concentration aspect also developed because every day you are seeing that Lord doing Abhishek to him, Aradhana to him. All of that is a beautiful, effortless, willing, joyful practice to develop concentration, provided you know it and do it accordingly. नहीं जानते हो, नहीं करते हो, तो it is like a person doing upasana, same time shouting at the wife कि चाय लगाओ, shouting at the children, यार कोई घंटी बजा रहे देखो, shouting at the daughter, देख कोई फोन कर रहा है. This person is not a pujari. Is pujayah arihi. Is the enemy of the puja. In advance, you tell wife, children, and all. मैं बैठ रहा हूँ 1 घंटा पूजा में. I'll not distract myself. Whatever there's, please attend to it and do it. So concentration is developed. The mind gathers all the divine feelings because to the Lord we are doing upasana with bhakti bhavana. And distractions of the mind to million directions curtailed because you are doing pujana. So distractions removed, concentration developed, mind has become divinized, mind has become purified. In the mind, the aspect of love, That also selflessly it is developed, because without selfishness, selfless love, you are using there to do the upasana Paramatma. In fact, a little higher, more than the love, you call it as bhakti. तो मन में भक्ति आया, मन में एकाग्रता आया, मन में दिव्यता आ गया, मन में नियंत्रित हो गया. All of that are achieved through the upasana, which is not possible otherwise. Puja is the lowest, grossest sadhana. Better than, greater than this is japa. Greater than this is chintanam. Then comes the meditation, then the anubhuti. But even though it is lower, but it is more important for us because we are at the lower level. याद रखो हमेशा, इस साधना से वो हायर है का अर्थ ये नहीं है कि हम कर सकते हैं उसको. This hierarchy is told from the different angle of reaching the goal. But we have to know where do we stand and what is qualified for us. Is it not when you go to a shop, please show the short pieces, ready-made shirt. He shows a large, medium, large, extra large, double XL. अरे double XL बड़ा है करके, will you buy it or what? You will see your size and you take that only. It doesn't mean that बड़ा वाला है, चलो family पे नहीं होता है ऐसा. Here also, when it is said the chintanam is highest sadhana, there's no doubt about it. But the point is, am I qualified for it now? No. Then what are you qualified for? Do that. Like though meditation is the ultimate sadhana to reach self, but the immediate sadhana for Arjuna to be done is fight the war and kill the enemies. He wanted to leave it and go and do meditation. He says, बेटा वो तो है ही, वो बाद में करना, पहले इनको खत्म. नहीं तो, if you leave them and go for meditation, in the meditation you will keep killing them only, because your mind is fit with so much of the thoughts to fight out and get your kingdom back and make these people learn the lesson who have troubled you throughout the life. तुम्हारे मन में सब भरा हुआ है, उसको खत्म नहीं करोगे, इसको बिना किए खत्म ध्यान में बैठोगे, नहीं होता वो तुम्हारे लिए. Therefore, to reach that, this is your first sadhana. Kill. But don't do it for selfishness, for dharma, for the rajya. All that you do it. Then all your rajoguna goes away. Then later on, जब सब शांत हो गया, use it for your dhyana. In the same way, upasana is universal for everyone without any differentiation. सबके लिए है. अन्यस्मात् सौलभ्यम भक्तौ इत्यादि the quotations are there. And work out all other things. शम की बात हमने कर दी. Now the dhamma. In the Shamadhi Shatka Sampada, second is dhamma. Shama, dhamma, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhanam. All these things I am going to explain. By this, all what we are doing? Through upasana, all the sadhana chatushte sampada required for the Vedanta vichara, which takes us to meditation contemplation, in that the truth is revealed to us. All that qualification we get through upasana, I am telling. Along with that, the atmosphere is divinized. People at home also encouraged. The entire the outer atmosphere also becomes divinized. सबसे बढ़िया क्या है? Definitely that Upasa Ishvara Deva is there. He is also pleased. His कृपा also comes. तो भगवान का कृपा हो गया, दुनिया भी हमको शहवाश कहेगी, बाहर अच्छे वाइब्रेशंस बनेंगे, घर के बच्चों के सबके अच्छे संस्कार भी मिलेगा, हमको परमात्मा प्राप्ति के लिए क्वालिफिकेशन भी मिल जाएगा. In the by the way, while doing upasana, when you have chut-mut desires के संकल्प, भगवान कहते हैं आफ्टर ऑल ही इज कमिंग टू मी विथ पूजा. ये छोटे छोटे चीजें मांग रहा है, इसको देने में कोई हर्ज नहीं है. ही गिव्स दैट आल्सो. छोटे मोटे कामनाएं भी पूर्त हो जाते. अंडरस्टूड? द फैमिली आल्सो गिवन ए गुड डायरेक्शन इन एटमॉस्फेयर. The subtle atmosphere changes. The totality also benefited. The Ishvara's Krupa come. Along with all this, the main thing is become qualified for the moksha. हो गया? क्षमा तक आ गए हम. विवेक वैराग क्षमा. Now the Dhamma. What is Dhamma? Dasha Indriya Nigraha. Is it not? Now doing the puja is the most effective sadhana where effortlessly we can do not only the control but also the divinizing of all our faculties. एक एक ले लो आप। पहले 5 ज्ञानेंद्रिय ले लो। आईज, आंख है ना, आनंद। No, Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhi is our commitment. Now, when you have made such a beautiful puja room with decorated all, na, then Bhagwan ka murti बहुत सुंदर वाला लगाया. Then with all love and devotion, you are looking at that Lord with your eyes and also feeling that He is also looking at you. इससे बढ़कर आंखों को आनंद देने वाला और कोई साधना हो सकता है क्या? अब ऐसा वाला आनंद मिल रहा है तो आंखों का सदुपयोग हो गया. विदाउट एफर्ट द आईज आर प्यूरिफाइड, ब्यूटिफाइड, डिवाइनाइज्ड एंड कंट्रोल्ड. Because you are seeing the beautifully decorated Divya Mandir of Bhagwan, and in that Bhagwan's Vigraha. And to that Bhagwan, all that very devotionally, whatever the sapariyas you are doing, आप अपने आंख से कर रहे हो, देख रहे हो ना. That is called the niyantrana of the eye. Tell the eye otherwise to withdraw from doing, watching TV, withdraw from doing, seeing the nonsense of the world, that I will not listen. बट बोलो भगवान का सुंदर रूप देखना है पूजा के समय, तो आई विल लिसन. तो द आईज आर कंट्रोल्ड एंड डिवाइनाइज्ड and rightly utilized, because eyes are given only to see the form of Bhagwan. Ears. Are we not listening to the Ghantanadam? Are we not listening to the Mantrocharana, Shankadhvani while doing the Upasanas? No, in and through all of them, we are doing Upasana of the Lord only. Therefore, भगवान का उपासना करने के समय उच्चारित सारे दिव्य मंत्र I am listening with my ears. So automatically ears are controlled, ears are rightly directed, their energy is conserved. More than that, all of them are divinized. The ears are divinized. And the ears devata जो दिग देवता है, like the आंखों में जो सूर्य देवता, they feel so happy. You understand? When they are used for the Paramatma. दोनों हो गए, eyes and ears. Third one, the nose, nostrils. When you are taking the fragrance of flowers, fragrance of the agarbatti, knowing that these are all offered to the Paramatma. The gandha, what do you say, the grana indriyam, which otherwise runs for the objects and the smells of the world, are divinized here, controlled here. ओके, शब्द हो गया, रूप हो गया, गंध हो गया. Now the two things are there, the sparsha and rasa. Fresh bath is taken before the puja. With that bath, the sparsha indriya is freed from all its laziness, lethargy, etc. That silken clothes are worn, whatever puja sambandhi. कितना बढ़िया है, हर दिन पूजा करने वाला हर दिन सुबह शाम नहाता है, तो स्पर्श इंद्रिय इज ऑलवेज लाइक while taking bath. How 10 benefits come when Vidurji told Dhritarashtra, one of them is this purification. The fifth one is the rasana indriya, the tongue. When it is taking the tirtham with the tulasi dalam and the offered naivedyam which has become prasada now, the जिह्वा no more feels any desire. प्रभु का प्रसाद मिल गया मुझे, मैं प्रसन्न हूं. Think properly, think coolly. So all the 5 jnanendriyas are controlled, rightly utilized, energy is conserved, divinized, disciplined. In puja, there is no other activity than puja in the entire universe in which all the faculties that are given to us, the ahankara, the chitta, the mana, the buddhi, the jnanendriya, the karmendriya, and all the ahankara, mamakara, all the objects that Bhagavan gave us, all the talents that are given us, all of them are unified, integrated, synergized, and rightly utilized. There is no other thing other than puja. That is why Bhagavan Vyasa has given so much prominence to us, prominence to it, and made us do all that. Okay, now the karmendriya, the vani, always in the speech of Bhagavan. नाम भगवान का ले रहे, उच्चारण मंत्रों का कर रहे. ओम कृष्णाय नमः, कमलानाथाय नमः, वासुदेवाय नमः, सनातनाय नमः, वसुदेवात्मजाय नमः, पुण्याय नमः, लीला मानुष विग्रहाय नमः. See, इससे बढ़कर वाणी का सदुपयोग किसमें बोलो? वाणी इज कर्मेंद्रिय. Then the hands. Throughout that 1 hour of puja, the hands are, right from the beginning of cleaning the puja mandiram, making all arrangements. Then dhyayami avahami astam padyarga asunyan samarpayami. When we are doing all of that, our hands, the karmendriyas, working for the Lord. The mouth, hands are over. The legs, after the puja, when you do the pradakshina to Paramatma ityadi, they are doing pradakshina to Paramatma itself is a upasana, right utilization of those, the karmendriya, the legs. Then the other two organs, they have no other work than to be controlled. Energy is not wasted through them. When one is always upasaka, the kama vikaras are not there, then the energies all are conserved. So इस तरह से कर्मेंद्रियास, ज्ञानेन्द्रियास, the mana, all of them are integrated while doing upasana. And buddhi is really rightly utilized because it decided to do the upasana Bhagavan for invoking his blessings for this and that world. Then because we are every day doing puja, in the chitta, the upasana samskaras are grown. And the last and the important aspect of upasana is, oh Bhagavan, it is because of you I am born, because of you I am alive, because of you I am doing everything, including this puja. I am offering everything to you. In this way, the ahankara also is offered to the Lord. So the ahankara management, the buddhi management, the chitta management, the mana management, the jnanendriya management, karmendriya management, all the possessions management, everything is achieved in one aspect, one activity of upasana or the puja paddhati. Now you understand? बहुत बढ़िया हो गया. And that house where every day the puja is done, Shankadhvani is done, Ghantaram is done, अगरबत्ती लगाया, फिर जहाँ वो पूरा हर का माहौल ही अलग होता है. कोई भी भूत प्रेत inside or outside, they don't come. And those houses where these are not there, there's no discipline, there's no control. You look, you can see that house not at all the divine place. भूत प्रेत राक्षसों का निवास ही है. वे जूते पहन के घूम रहे हैं, जहाँ के वह खाते ही जा रहे हैं, हाथ भी धोते नहीं है. एंड कोई भगवान का मूर्ति नहीं है, उपासना नहीं है. Some of the god मूर्ति are there in the only idol. शोक को इसमें रखा है. They are not Hindus at all. Practically, theoretically, they may claim in the certificates religion Hindu, irreligiously, because he's not doing upasana. Okay? So why the upasana was the first thing answered. Second, how the upasana benefits in reaching us for the ultimate goal is said. Okay? Now, how many levels are there in the upasana? This is the question to be answered. Remind me if I forget tomorrow. Then the three parts of the upasana. I'll tell them now only. First part is called Purva Puja. Second part is called Mukhya Puja. Third part is called Uttara Puja. शुरुआत वाला, बीच में वाला, अंत वाला. All of that I am going to explain. In Pura Puja, what are the steps? Madhyama Puja, what are the steps? Mukhya. Then Uttara Puja में क्या है? So this topic may take one more day. Tomorrow तो पूरा लग ही जाएगा मेरे ख्याल में. I never thought so much detailedly I will explain to you. Maybe Bhagavan wanted it. Anytime, once, twice you more listen, you will understand the rahasya behind the upasanas, pujas. Then start doing and get benefit of it. Mind you, all these I am putting disciplines on myself. Along with that, his krupa also comes because I am upasaka. His krupa makes me qualified quicker for the higher. His krupa gives me whatever I am doing sankalpa while doing upasana. And what is the sankalpa and all? हम देखेंगे पूरे steps जब देखेंगे उसको. So maybe 3 days it will take for us for totally covering this topic. आज तो हो गया. कल के दिन बाकी चीजें होता है. कुछ बचा है तो परसों कर कर we enter into our Paratattva Nirupanam, the 28th chapter. Today we'll conclude. Sarvam Narayana Arpanam Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadachate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashyate Om. Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Don't miss this. Forward these 3 days talks to all your friends. At least they can listen and have a clarity theoretically. We'll study now our Adhyatma Ramayana.